So, I've just collected the Porsche Taycan, and the goal this weekend, or when I have this car on test, is very simple. Firstly, I'm not going to charge this car, so we've got 560 k's of range, and my goal this week, rather, when I have this car, is to make sure when I bring it back that I have not charged it. So, come in with me. I'm going to show you the range that we're currently on. I've got a packed weekend. I've got a charity run. We've got our GSPD annual charity run in Tembisa. I've got an event with Tando Tabete tomorrow. And then we've got Mufasa on Sunday. Monday, I've got an event. Then Tuesday, I'm supposed to bring the car back. Just let me show you the range. Enough talking. So, flush out door handles, which are quite cool. Frameless doors. Foot on the brake. So we've got 563 kilometers of range. And this video is not going to be a typical review. It's strictly going to be kind of a vlog based. And yeah, so that's what we're trying to do right now. Vico, do you think we can do it?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, so when we do come back here, then we can tell you guys how it went. But I just thought I'd let you know. My other favorite feature, should we show them now or later? That is one of my favorite features on this Taycan. And also, obviously, the bonnet does the same thing. You swipe, and then that opens, which is the thing that we've seen in the Carreras, the GT3s, etc. But yeah, so let's do it. It's going to be so tough for me not to step on this car because I must drive relatively well. So let's see how many kilometers we can cover. Comment below if you think that I can do it. If not, you'll see at the end of the video if I did it or not. Let's go! So, 3 million rand is what this Taycan 4S will cost you. It's a lot of money, but electric cars are really expensive in the country, and we don't get any leniency from the government either because there is that EV tax that's slapped on in terms of EV cars in the country, right? So if I had to take out the EV tax, I'm pretty sure it would come down slightly. I think it's about 40%. I stand to be corrected. If we had to scrape that EV tax off this car, it will then, take it down in terms of that 3 million rand base price. It will go down slightly. Listen, I am a huge fan of this car. And when I say I'm a huge fan of this car, I do like electric vehicles. Well, somewhat. I'm a petrol head through and through. So this has fully changed my life. Well, the past 4 days that I've been driving it, I've really been enjoying it. That instant power. 89 kilowatt hour battery. It'll give you 566 kilometers of range. And that is very accurate. Now, I do know some of the manufacturers will say it'll give you 560 or 700 kilometers of WLTP range, etc. But this, when I did get it, it was 560 Ks. It all depends on your driving style. Just like any petrol-powered or diesel-powered car, it all depends on your driving style. I could have easily done that 560, but like I said earlier on, sometimes you just have to step on it. You want to feel how it is. So yeah, 300 kilowatts is what this car gives you with launch control. It's got over 600 Newton meters of torque. The response on acceleration in terms of launch control is absolutely mind-boggling. That's a lot of power, and it's really fun to drive. There's no sound, unfortunately, but there is some electric sounds that you can activate and deactivate if you don't want that. So yeah, let's get into this review. I'm going to give you my exterior thoughts, my interior thoughts, as well as just how it is to live with on a day-to-day. And I mean, you guys have been following now in terms of just how it is to live with. Before I do go, 50,000 subscribers journey, road to 50,000. Please comment down below. Make sure you're subscribed, and you might stand a chance to win an Advanced Driving Academy experience with myself. I'll fly you from wherever you are within South Africa, and then we can go and do that. So please, let's do it. 50,000 by November. I'm pretty sure we can do it. Thank you for 16,000 subscribers. And also, here's a word from my sponsors. Get it. Now, design-wise, I personally do think that it looks really good. And it's just that thing that Porsche does with all their models, where all the range, whether it's an SUV, it's a sports car, that front end, there is no arguing that it's a Porsche. And that's one thing that I really, really do like. Now, a lot of my friends have said this looks like a Panamera, and I see it. I really see it. Personally, I just think it looks like the Audi e-tron GT. And I mean, essentially same platform, so you can see that it does look the same. At the front, you do have your infamous Porsche headlights, which are really, really good at night. They are matrix, and they'll do the auto dim and auto bright for you at night as well. And then you have these air vents down here, as well as across all over here. You do have your frunk over here, which opens in such a nice, well, whenever I try to do this on camera, it doesn't. So you swipe, and then that opens, and then you've got your frunk in here, and you can actually fit a suitcase in here. That's how big it is. I'll put the liters in terms of the space for you guys on screen. There isn't much going on. You do have your washer for the windows on here, as well as some fluid that you're supposed to put on here, but that's done for you at service. The engine bay is just really covered. I mean, no engine bay really, sorry. The bay is just really covered up, and I do quite like that. To close it, a simple tap, and that will do. You come to the side, and then you've got some park lights on here. Then this 20-inch aerodynamic alloy, and this helps in avoid drag, which is a really cool touch. You do then get these red brake calipers. When you come to the side, you do have two charging ports, one on either end. The one on the right is your AC, then the one on the left is your DC fast charging port. You swipe, and then that opens up in such a classy way of doing it. There's no press, 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 you know, just swipe, and then that goes down. Whenever I do this, it makes me feel like such a kid, and I don't know why. Then you've got your wing mirror with your surround view camera. My other favorite feature, right, are these flush out door handles, right? So you can see they're all tucked in right now. When you do open them, and then they really pop out and stay that way, which is a very nice touch. I like that a lot. You do then get frameless doors, which are such a nice touch, and I do quite like this a lot. The rear window doesn't go all the way down, which is such a downside for me, because it would give such a nice, it would look so nice if it went completely down, but I'm pretty sure that is in terms of kids, and you know, don't want your kids all hanging out of the window. But that is that. You can also then close with your key, and that will go up. You've got this black out, or well, it looks black right now, but you've got this big moonroof. It's not a sunroof, it's just a glass top, and for me that always works, because I hardly open the sunroof. If you guys know, I hardly open the sunroof, so this does work really, really well. Then it's a slanting shape with a wing that pops out. Like any performance Porsche model, the wing does pop out at 70 km an hour, and it looks really, really good. It's not a massive wing like on the Turbo GT model, which is currently such a killer on the Nürburgring at the moment, but this does pop out also at the rear. You then get your LED light bar that runs all the way across, as well as your Taycan 4S badging. There isn't much going on at the rear. There's only one button that you will see, which is for you to open your electric tailgate with enough boot space. I'll turn the car around for you guys so that I can show you that really, really good looking rear. And like with any Porsche product, it's very distinctive, because you can see the entire light bar and the Porsche lettering that happens at the rear. So yeah, let me turn that car around for you guys, and then we'll jump inside before I give you my verdict in terms of should you really own it, how fast is it to charge, and everything else. When you come to the rear, it's a really well sculptured rear. I mean, you've got these really good looking contours that are happening over here. You've got this spoiler, and this spoiler will automatically deploy at 70 km an hour, and it looks really, really good. And in true Porsche style, you do have a light bar that runs all the way across from end to end, and it looks really nice at night. Then you've got your Porsche lettering inside there, your Taycan 4S. There isn't much going on at the rear, but you do have this button here for you to open your electronically operated tailgate with a really deep amount of space, to be honest with you guys. This boot is really, really massive, and you can throw in a lot of items. It goes all the way to the back. You've got some pockets on each side for you to throw in whatever you want to throw in into there. You've got your charging kit or your section that houses your charging cables, and it's right here as well. It's more than enough in terms of liters for you to add on whatever you want to throw into that boot. Hell, I'm pretty sure that you can throw in a set of golf clubs and they would fit perfectly before you have to actually open up that back seat for your through loading items. So I am really impressed with that. Let's go and drive the car. I'm sure that's why you guys always subscribe to my channel. And don't forget, if you haven't liked and subscribed already, please make sure that you subscribe right now. We are on the journey to 50,000 subscribers by November, and I know we can do it. Let's go. All right, Porsche Taycan, and I hope that I hope it doesn't, that my GoPro doesn't actually fall off here, because I'm going to do a launch control. So, foot on the brake, traction on sport, foot on the brake, launch control activated. Oof! Yo! I can't even, yo! I didn't even let it go to 100. Let's put the traction back on. Yo! It's sickening. It is sickening. There is no way that is 0 to 100 in 4.8 seconds. I am pretty sure it's quicker than that. Because, yo, wow. Electric cars, man, this is the one thing that I love about it. You know, just the instant acceleration, instant torque right when you want it. Yo! That was fun. That was fun. Okay, fine. One more and we're gonna take it to 100, and this time we're going to measure it. So we are good to go. We're good to go. Sport plus, traction off. Let's do a lap timer. Oh God. Oh no, that's fast. That is fast. That is actually sickening. It actually makes me sick. I can't imagine if there are people who are sitting in the back, because all that will actually make you so sick. Let's put the traction back on. This is really fast. This is really fast. I don't think Porsche are being kinda honest with their numbers. I don't think that's 4.8 seconds. I think that's way quicker. That is way quicker. 320 kilowatts coming at you just like that. Yo, and if you guys can hear, the sound of the electric car is on, but I can always choose to switch that off should I want to. But I would just want to drive with it on, because then I do feel like I'm actually driving something. Otherwise, it's just too quiet. It's on the Michelin Pilot tires, which are very grippy, and it makes sure that you always have traction at every single time. And I love how it just propels itself, right? Now, you guys know I've been now driving this car with no charge, but I feel like I'm doing you guys a disservice if I don't do that, because Porsche claim that you can charge from 10 to 80% in 18 minutes using a DC fast charger. We do have one of South Africa's fastest charger, which is at Mall of Africa, and when I'm on my way to drop the car off now, I thought to myself, I've got 108 Ks of range. I can definitely take it back without charging, but I feel like I'm doing you guys a disservice. I need to actually see how fast it charges, and if we can actually beat that 18 minutes that Porsche claim. And I'm pretty sure we can, because that fast charger at Mall of Africa, I think it should be about 200 kilowatts, and this supports up to 270 kilowatts. So we're going to get in there. Hopefully there's nobody, and then we can charge fast and then take it from there. But this car drives absolutely sublime. It's a Porsche through and through, and that's one thing that I love about it, right? Is that Porsche products will always stand out from the rest because of the engineering and just how everything is well put together. Now, I would have loved to compare it with the Audi e-tron GT, but I never got to sample that car. There was just always so much work around going with it in terms of marketing. It was the only unit in fleet. I did get dates, but however, there was just so much work going with it. And I think this would have been a perfect comparison. And I mean, I've driven the EQS, which is the Mercedes-Benz counterpart of this. And that for me did not look the part, especially the model that I had. And I think had it had the AMG line and also just the speed also, yes, it's electric car, it was quick, but I didn't feel that connected to the car. But that's another competitor. So we've got the Audi e-tron GT, the EQS, which is essentially the S-Class, or well, Mercedes say it's the S-Class of electric cars, but I didn't feel that, I didn't get that. And this is really good. This is really good. It drives really nice. Now, in terms of the things that I'm not fan of that much. It has to be the screen, especially for climate control. Yes, it is haptic feedback, and you can actually feel when you press it that you are pressing something. However, I do wish there were some shortcut buttons. You do have your volume controls on here as well, but luckily they still have the one that's on the steering wheel, which is a shortcut on the steering wheel, which is a nice touch. Everything else still remains through and through Porsche, which is a good thing for me. Otherwise, there isn't really much that I can go on and cry and say, no, I would appreciate that. I would hate, they should remove that. It's a Porsche time. It's a Porsche. Yes, the world is going electric. And I mean, yes, it's an electric car. And the world is going electric. I mean, this is not the only electric model that they have. There is also an electric Macan that we've seen also, which looks really good as well. And hopefully it can get you more range, and it can appeal to some buyers who want to go electric but still stay within the Porsche family. And I'm hoping that the price is not as much, you know, because this 3 million is a lot of money. And should you add a lot of options on this car, because there are too many options. The crest in the headrest are options. The body kit is an option. The wheels are options. So many options in this car. A Panamera or even a Cayenne. Well, let me stick to Panamera rather. You can actually just buy a Panamera GTS, should you, and just, you know, stick to the sounds. But then at the end of the day, different markets, different people want different things, and some people want electric, and this is a worthy product. This is a worthy product. I do see more of this on the road than I do see the Audi e-tron GT. And now this is also just in me wrapping up with my verdict. You are most likely better buying this as opposed to the Audi e-tron GT, because I have seen the price drop in terms of those Audi e-tron GTs, and that's been really worrying for me, because some have lost essentially over 1 million, and that's under even 20 or 30,000 kilometers. So I don't know why the resale value in terms of electric cars is that low. But if you want this, maybe wait longer or go buy the first generations that first came out of this, and you can maybe, hopefully, you know, save some money. But if it's not about the money, I mean, Porsche owners, I'd like to think that it's not about the money. You can just get whatever you want whenever you want. And this is a really good product. It drives really comfortable for a low car that's really low to the ground, whether you're in sport, you're in normal, or in range. And in range mode, what it does, it extends your range for you more. It probably cuts some of your power down, and it does all the electric stuff so that you get more range. Whereas in normal and in Sport Plus, then you use all the power available to you. So yeah, it's a beast, man, if I can call it that. But it's really comfortable. According to also your different drive modes, your suspension will further drop, and in the most sportiest setting, which is Sport Plus, it will be extremely low to the ground, and just making sure that you are gripping to the road and you can feel everything that the car is doing. Other than that, electric cars are here to stay. There's nothing we can do about it. We need to either embrace them and love them. I just hope that the government can come to the party now, because gee whiz, man, the infrastructure, firstly, it needs to start. And I know Great Cars, Rubicon and the likes are really doing so much to try and get the infrastructure out there, but I would love to see some government official backing in terms of them putting public chargers everywhere. And also, when the government becomes involved, the charging rates are also going to go down, because then it's going to be an economy of scale, whereas right now there isn't many, so people can charge whatever that they want to charge in terms of, it hasn't been kind of, regulated to say you're supposed to charge 2 Rand 50 per kilowatt hour or whatever it is. Because now this is a 89 kilowatt hour battery. I'm gonna go charge it now. Great car rate should be about 5 Rand to 7 Rand. So you multiply that by 89 kilowatt hours, and you should get the numbers on screen for you guys. And then that's essentially your full tank for that 500 kilometers of range. Yes, it will always be cheaper than fuel, but I think that once the government does become involved in electric cars and also scraping those EV taxes, it brings in a lot of companies into the country then want to sell EVs. They become cheaper, infrastructure becomes way more, and then we'll see a lot of charging stations, just as we see petrol stations, or fuel stations rather. So yeah. Okay, cool. So when I collected the car yesterday, if you guys remember, I did say that my goal is not to charge the car throughout the week that I have it. Today's Saturday. We're doing the drive. And let's just quickly show them the frunk. This thing doesn't like eyes. So I have put my stuff in there. It's decent, but I'll show you guys the other one. So I'm currently sitting on 460 range odd, but that's because I've been driving spirited. I could have got more. I got home yesterday after 63 Ks, and I was on 520 of range. Today I've drove from Hazeldean to Castlegate, so maybe 10 or so Ks. So let's just show the range. Frameless doors. Right. So just put that on. We are currently on 428 k's of range, guys, but I'm pretty sure if I do go into range mode, then we'll get 436. So it's looking a bit shaky at the moment, I won't lie to you, because obviously we're driving in convoy style, so it's going to be a bit tough. But Vico, do you think we'll make it?
No, we will, definitely. We are gonna make it.
We're gonna make it.
Yeah.
The goal? No charge. No charge. I've left the charging card at home even, so it's going to be tough. So yeah, let's get it. So when you jump inside of the Taycan 4S, you've got, it's such a familiar place to be in. Just looks like an ordinary Porsche. I think the biggest giveaway here that is different to the entire lineup would be the screen. That's a straight dead giveaway that this is essentially an electric car, or it's a model that they were trying to go with something different. But I'm pretty sure that in the future, we should see these incorporated probably in some of their models, should they want to go that route. Now, this is a multifunctional leather-wrapped steering wheel with a center marker. You do have your drive mode dial on here still, with your boost for you to pass. It's called push to pass, and it's quite cool. I always enjoy these drive mode dials in here because you don't have to look into the infotainment or anywhere else when you're driving when you want to change your drive mode, which is always a nice feature. The other thing that sets it apart is this digital cluster. It's still the same in terms of your dials that are always within the Porsche family, but then you do get your quick access buttons on here, all touch sensitive buttons, with your light switches on the left, as well as your car settings like your traction, your dampers, as well as for you to raise or lower the car however you want to lower it or raise it. Then you've got an infotainment with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I've always been a massive fan of this infotainment. I've never had issues with it. It's fast to connect, shows you everything. The only difference in this model is that it'll show you your charge in terms of your overview, your range, when you're driving, the amount of power you're using, which is always a cool feature should you want to see that. Then you've got your clock up here, which will measure your 0 to 100 times. I always use that at the top there. You also then see what's different again is this space, or this tunnel under here rather, where you can put stuff on here to whatever, your keys or phones. It does then slide about a bit because it doesn't have some materials to hold it, or it's not secured enough for things to slide about. So you will see keys or whatever it is sliding about this area when you're driving, which is only expected. You then have your Taycan badge or Taycan plaque on here as well. 2 cup holders, but the biggest thing for me, right, and I can't unsee this, is that these 2 cup holders are off center. And so this is in the middle, but this second one at the bottom is pushed off to the left. And I do get why. That's because it's making space for this. So your armrest has space in here, and it does have this design here, but now that means your cup holder is pushed off to the left slightly, and my OCD has been peaking. Speaking of the armrest, you have 2 Type-C charging ports in here, as well as a 12-volt socket, and it's got some nice material so that things don't make a noise for you. Then you've got a screen on here. Well, a passenger option, you can add a screen on here, and if you don't add any screen, then you do get glossy materials, and which are very touch sensitive, and you will have fingerprints all over the dashboard. The quality all over the car is really, really solid, as it really should be. There aren't any creaks. It doesn't move about easily. Then you've got your Porsche seats, which are heated, and then you do get your Porsche crest embossed rather, or embroidered or placed into the headrest of the seat. It's a one, doesn't separate. It's typical Porsche seat, which is comfortable to sit on. It's electrically adjustable for driver and passenger as well. In terms of that glass roof, it's completely open. There's no sunshade, and you would think that it would bother you in terms of sunlight coming in, but that's not the case because it does block out some of that sun. It's just some really good engineering going on, to be honest, but it is really good looking. It is a good interior. It's a solid interior. I'm going to jump into the rear because you will be carrying people into the rear, just to show you that space in terms of how it is on my own. So let's jump into the rear. When you jump into the rear, you've got decent amount of leg room. It's not the best, but it is enough. For myself, it is more than enough. I mean, 4 fingers, and I can actually do, 4.5 fingers, if there's such a thing, in terms of leg room. Got massive amount of headroom. You would think that the headroom would be impacted because it's such a slanting car, but it's not impacted whatsoever. The sitting position is really, really low, I won't lie to you, which is different. When you sit in this middle seat, it does get raised up, but you also get 2 cup holders right on here, so you can also rest your arm on there, but you do get 2 cup holders on there. Let me just show you guys when I sit in here how raised up it does make me feel. Like, DC, I am quite high. And then you do have 2 vents on here where you can control to get some air going on. And essentially that's the rear. I haven't sat here in a long time because I'm always driving the cars, but it is decent amount of space, to be honest with you guys. And I think I am sitting all the way back. I've tried to put it all the way back as possible to show you that legroom. But that is the rear of the Porsche Taycan. Not to forget the Bose sound system in this car, which is absolutely mind-blowing. And for me, that's all I've been playing. I mean, in all the Porsche models that I've been sampling, it's always been about the pipes, whereas there isn't really pipes, so I could really listen to that Bose sound system. And like I always say, I hope that Bose and Porsche can keep it going up until I can officially buy my own Porsche. Okay, cool. So, day 4. After some spirited driving over the weekend, it's so tough not to drive this car with just some, some launches here and there, and just showing some other drivers on the roads that instant response is always better. But anyway, that's beside the point. So day 4, the car leaves tomorrow. Tomorrow is Tuesday, today is Monday, and that will be day 5, right? We're currently on 162 kilometers of range. So I'm still hopeful. Actually, come and see the range, just so that you guys don't think I am lying. Right, key not recognized. Where are the keys? Okay, so 262 kilometers that I've done, and I'm currently now sitting on 163 kilometers of range, rather. So that is interesting. So I do think that this car is going to leave without me charging. So I would have made it to Porsche to drop it off, but I'm just, trying to be considerate because it's on 60 k's of range now, and I did say that I want to essentially show you guys how fast it charges and all that stuff. So I stopped at Mall of Africa, and this is where I am right now. So I am at Mall of Africa. I'm gonna charge using this Rubicon powered Audi branded charger rather, and I just want to show you guys the range. So that's 60 odd k's of range. And for you to charge, essentially, you'll need one of these cards. And let me just swipe open there. Oh no, I parked on the wrong side. So the AC is on the right and the DC is on the left side. So I need to actually turn the car around for you guys, and then I'll show you the process. Okay, so let's do that again. So I've got the DC side on the right side. The swipe open, that is what I'm looking for. Take my card, grab the charger. Oh, this thing is heavy, wow. Okay, let's connect that into there. That's done. And now I need to authenticate it. Okay, I just lost the card and I just had it now. What is going on with me today? Wowza. Turns out the card was in my pocket the whole time. All right, so now when you do come to the charging station, it will actually show you that you need to authenticate it. So what you just do is just do that. So check the user. So that is charging. I just want to see if, okay, that is charging in the car as well. It shows me that it's charging, so that is charging. I just wanted to see the speed, so okay, there we go. So that's essentially about 780, okay, still climbing. Still climbing. So it is charging quite fast actually. Now it's at 150, whoa, wow, that's fast. That is fast. 186. So I'm just gonna take it from 14 to maybe 50% and not go all the way. But from right now, from 14 to 80% or 100% would be 1 hour, 5 minutes, which would work especially if you're working, if you're just coming to the mall and you want to do other stuff. So yeah. All right, so total charge reached at 12:42. It's currently 11:35, and you can see actually it's 185 kilowatts, kilowatt hours charging. I've gone from 60 to 92, well 93 now in such a quick time. So yeah, that's the charging life. Okay, final 264 k's of range, and that should be about 49%. So not too bad, but that should be more than enough, especially if since the car is going today. So yeah, that's the overall Porsche Taycan. review. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Please, 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 let's take it to 50,000 subscribers.